What's up, everybody? Welcome to Best Massage Tech, where today I'm taking a look at the all-new Theragun Sense. Hey, I'm giving this away on TikTok. Make sure you watch the full video to learn how. Therabody just released 3 brand new Theraguns, and the Theragun Sense is the mid-level device of those tier of 3 massage guns. So in today's video, I'm going to take a look at that Theragun Sense. I'm going to talk about what comes with the device out of the box. I'll talk about some of the specifications and features as well as how they differ from the previous generation. And then I will go ahead and use the device and talk about my thoughts overall after using it. So to start out, let's take a look at what comes with the Theragun Sense out of the box. The first thing you see when you open the packaging is the travel pouch. This is a soft-sided travel pouch. It has the Therabody logo screen printed on the front of it. This is just a neoprene case. You have a small little fabric hook on one end. You've got one zipper. They've got sort of their signature blue threading on the zipper here. No other branding on it. It's just a soft-sided travel pouch. It's not anything that's going to really protect it from major damage. Although the bottom side of this case does have some firm cardboard inside of this just to protect it a little bit. But that is the first thing you see. And then inside the case is the device itself. This is what the Theragun Sense looks like. It is a relatively small device compared to the other Theraguns. You see they have this sort of gold or bronze metal circle on either side of it. You have the Theragun Sense branding screen printed onto one side, and then you have the Therabody logo sort of melted into the other side. No other branding on the device whatsoever. You do have a color LCD display on the back of it, as well as all of your control units here, and then you have a USB-C charging port. The next thing you'll see is the attachment heads, which it does come with 4 of them. It comes with their dampener attachment already in the device. This dampener attachment is a relatively firm attachment, but not the most firm that they send. And all these attachments attach the same way as the previous generation, so you just have some ball bearings on the end of the massage arm here, and they just pop on like that. So this is the dampener attachment. You also get a standard ball attachment. The standard ball attachment is a little bit firmer than the dampener. Then you have an even firmer one, which is the thumb attachment. And then lastly, they have their micro point attachment, which comes with a little plastic case that goes over the top of it just to protect it. All these attachments are made out of closed cell foam, polyurethane foam, or silicone, so you can use lotions or anything like that, and it's not going to interrupt the density of the massage head at all. The next thing you see is some of the literature and paperwork that comes with it. So you do get a little card here talking about the Quiet Force solution, which it does come with. It's just this little vial. It's basically just a lubricant, so if you do use this frequently, they recommend that you just add a little of this to the massage arm every couple weeks or so just to make sure that it continues to move fluidly. Then you have a user manual. This just talks about how to start it, how to charge it, how to use it if you've never used one, and then just a warning little packet here. And then you do get 3 new guided routines. So this is if you don't have the app. It just teaches you what attachments to use, how long to use them, and where to use them. So that's new. And then you do get an attachment card that just talks about those 4 attachments, where to use them, when to use them. So again, that's just new if you're not going to be using the app, just to help give you some more ideas on how you can actually use the device. The next thing you'll see is the charging cord. It is a USB-C charging cord. This cord is USB-C to USB-C, but it does also include an adapter to go USB-A. So if you needed to plug it into a cell phone block or anything like that, but you can also use it if you just have a USB-C port, which is great. And to charge it, you just plug that into the side of the device here, just in the bottom of the handle. That is everything that comes with the Theragun Sense out of the box. So now let's talk about some of the specifications and features of the Theragun Sense. Before I dive into those specifically, I'm going to start just by talking about what's a little bit different from what would be the 5th generation Theragun line. They do have a 6th generation for their pro level line, but sort of this mid-level line, they've only done 4 previous generations. So if you're looking at just where this falls, this being their current mid-level device, it would technically be most comparable to the Elite, which is what I'm going to compare these specs to. But in terms of size and some of the other features, it's really probably more in line with the Prime. But just strictly comparing it to the Elite, we're going to get a reduction in stall force, a reduction in stroke length. We added and lost some attachments. So we added the micro point attachment, but we lost the cone and wedge attachment. So 4 attachments, we lost 1 overall, but gained the micro point. So that's kind of a wash for me. The price is $100 cheaper than what the Elite was. We did lose the force meter. We lost 1 pound of weight. So this is a lot lighter than the Elite was, but we did gain a biometric sensor, which I'll talk about here in a little bit when I talk about some of the features and specifications. So that's just a quick high level overview of how this compares to the Elite. Now to talk specifically about the specifications and features of this device, it's going to have a stroke length of 12 millimeters. So that's the distance that this massage head is going to move away from the device. This is the first full-size device that Theragun has actually reduced the stroke length from 16 millimeters. 16 millimeters has been their standard distance for all their full-size devices, other than their Theragun Mini, which is also 12 millimeters. So this is going to have the same stroke length as that Mini device. But again, first device that they've actually reduced that in terms of full-size devices. We've also seen a big reduction in stall force. So the Theragun Elite had a much higher stall force if we're going to compare it to that. This has a stall force of what I would argue to say somewhere between 15 and 20 pounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on here and just show that stall force. And I used to be a lot higher on stall force as I've learned more about the devices. It's not as important, but I think it is still important if you're gonna be massaging some of the larger muscle groups on your body and you wanna push in and have a nice aggressive massage on it. So I'm just gonna start this up here. And since I have it on, I guess I will just talk quickly about the speeds of the device. So we do have 5 speeds still. They're gonna range from 1,750 percussions per minute all the way up to 2,400 percussions per minute. I'll show that in a moment here, but just to show the stall force here on the lowest speed setting. So I am not pressing very hard at all, and this motor is stopping. And why I think this is important is I'm gonna go ahead and stand up here and just show you trying to massage my glute with this and show how easily it stops if I'm trying to get an aggressive massage. So if I stand up here and try to put this into my hip and see if I can get an angle here, you see how easily it stops there just with me trying to massage my hip with a little bit of pressure. So big reduction in stall force there, and again, the stroke length is quite a bit lighter, so it's just not as aggressive as some of those previous generations. Hey everyone, I'm going to pause the review right here to let you know that I am giving away this Theragun Sense on my TikTok channel. So once you're done watching this review, head on over to my TikTok channel, follow me at Best Massage Tech, find my most recent TikTok with the Theragun Sense, and I don't work with Therabody at all. I buy all these devices myself. However, I would love to have a collaboration with them at some point. So what I want you to do is in the comments of that TikTok, tag Therabody and just put something like, we need a collab, or we want a collab, or let's see a collaboration. I want to get their attention, let them know that you found this device because of my channel. Go ahead, do that. I'm going to pick one winner on October 16th, and I'm going to send this Theragun Sense to you. All right, now back to the review. So I did mention that this is a 5-speed device, so I will go ahead and show those each individually now. In order to turn the device on, you just quick press this button on the back. You'll see the LCD display light up there, and you're gonna have the option to choose a quick start routine. In order to select that, you just hit the center button again, and it will automatically turn on to the lowest speed. What you'll see there is 1,750 percussions per minute. In order to adjust the speeds, you just press these up and down arrows. So if I go up here, the next speed here is going to be 1,900 percussions per minute. The next speed up from that is 2,100. The next speed up from that is 2,200. And then the top speed is going to be 2,400. So just to show what those look like there. To stop the device, you just press that center button again. That's also how you turn it off. If you want to go back to the main screen, you just press up, select the X there, and you'll go back to that main screen. So this device does not adjust at all. So it is fixed at this angle. The battery is not removable. The battery I mentioned is a USB-C charge. It has a 2-hour battery life. That's just rated based on using it at the lowest speed and putting very little pressure on it. So if you're going to be using it at the highest speed and going to be using it a little bit more aggressively, your battery life's probably going to be a little bit less than that. I've not had it long enough to truly test it. That 2 hours is just what Therabody rates it at. The noise level on this, it's really, really quiet. So you probably heard it when I just had it on. This is on its lowest speed. You're not going to interrupt anybody if you're using this on the lowest speed. Even on the highest speed, it is still really, really quiet. I rated this to be just under 60 decibels to just under 70 decibels on the highest speed. So it's really quiet, but at this point, almost all massage guns are right in that same noise level. So you're not getting any huge advantage compared to other massage guns in terms of overall noise with this device. The weight of this device is 1 pound and 10 ounces. So it is very, very light. The handle is nice and small. This is a great device for somebody that might have small hands, for kids. It's going to be very, very easy to use and manipulate in different angles. Got the triangle design, so there's a bunch of different grips. So really great there, very nice, lightweight, easy to maneuver, manipulate. So 1 pound, 10 ounces there. It does come with the case. It just has that travel pouch overall, so there's not a separate case for the attachment heads. The price point on this is $299, which if we're going to compare that to the mid-level Elite, which is in the last generation, it's $100 cheaper from the Elite. But it's the same price as what the Prime came out as. So really interesting there with the price point. 1-year warranty. That's going to be good for anything that goes wrong with the device within that year. This is their very first FDA Class 1 medical device. So it's important there just to know that its quality is really, really high, that it can be used in a medical setting. It's held to those specific standards. So the other thing that this device does come with is a couple preset routines. So you got the quick start guide when you turn it on, but then you also get a sleep prep routine, a back pain routine, a tension relief routine, a lower body recovery routine, and then a breathing routine. So the breathing routine, that's really key, because that is really the big improvement that this device has over the previous generation, is they have added a biometric sensor just inside the handle here. And this biometric sensor helps monitor your heart rate. So at any point, if you wanted to just get your heart rate, you can just double tap on this and you'll get this little heart icon that comes up, and you just place your finger over the back side of that and it will go for a couple seconds here and it will calculate your heart rate. So there's my heart rate. It's at 90, a little bit high. I'm excited giving this talk about the massage gun. So it's actually gone up to 92 now. So just really cool there that it can actually get your heart rate. And why that's important, at least to me, is if you go back to the breathing exercise then, which is a 2-minute breathing exercise, it's gonna use haptic vibrations inside this device to help guide you through that routine. So if I select this here, it's gonna actually show you how to hold it. So it's gonna say, hold it with both hands like this, up against your chest with one finger over the biometric sensor. And it's gonna haptically vibrate aggressively to let you know to inhale, and then it's going to haptically vibrate a little bit less aggressively to let you know to exhale. So if you just go ahead and start that, I just want to show what that looks like. So you see you've got a circle on the screen, that's inhaling, and it's just to the bottom there. Now that's exhaling. And I'll hold this by the mic, hopefully you can hear some of those haptic vibrations. Inhale, exhale. And so you just hold this up against your chest, relax, exhale. When I tested this, I was able to reduce my beats per minute by 23 beats per minute just by following this 2-minute breathing exercise. I thought that was really cool. I've never gotten into breathwork or anything like that. This device is also Bluetooth compatible with the Therabody app. However, I think I must just be cursed. I have no formal affiliation with Therabody, so I always just buy these as soon as they come out, and I'm usually one of the first to create a review video, and almost without fail, the app does not connect to the device yet. So I'm not able to show the app, but I do know that there are some breathing exercises beyond the one that's in here that are on the app. You also have the ability to follow along with a lot of different routines. So unfortunately, I can't show that yet, but I do anticipate here in a couple weeks, once the rollout of more devices are a little bit more worldwide, you will have that app integration and it will be working. So the device does show up in the app, it just won't connect for me. So unfortunately, I can't show that in the video here, but just trust me that their app is really, really cool. It's really integrative. I've used it for a lot of their other devices. It helps a lot if you don't know exactly how to be using this device. So definitely would recommend that. With that app, you typically can also adjust the speeds to any speed you want beyond the 5 preset speeds. So just something to take a look out for. If somebody has the device and you're seeing this video a little bit down the line, just drop a comment down below, let me know that the app is working now, and I can go in and maybe film an updated video just showing how that app actually works and integrates with this device. But in general, that is just a quick overview of the Theragun Sense. If I were to highlight a few things specifically that I like about it, I like the size and weight of it. I think this is probably one of the most universal massage guns that Therabody has released in terms of accommodating every hand size, old, young, being really easy to hold. I think that when you look at the Theragun Mini, the big downside of that is that it doesn't have a handle. So I'd say this is somewhat comparable to that, but you get the breathwork routine. So I do like that you have the biometric sensor there. It's one of my favorite features of their new line. I do like the price point. I think $299, pretty good for what you're getting here. A few things that I dislike though. I dislike that they decreased the stroke length here, going from 16 millimeters to 12 millimeters. Big downgrade in my book. I like something aggressive, but probably had a lot to do with the size overall and decreasing the motor. Same thing with the stall force, reducing that. Just not a fan in my book. So if you're looking for something more aggressive, definitely look for the Pro Plus model. I also don't like that there's not a separate case or separate area in the case for the attachment heads. It's small, but that's really my only sort of knock or criticism on this device. So again, just a quick overview of the Theragun Sense. If you guys have questions about this device, please go ahead, drop it in the comments down below. As always, I will do my best to answer those. If you like videos like this, Please hit the subscribe button, like, follow, hit that notification bell so you know when new videos like this are uploaded. Otherwise, that's the Theragun Sense. That's a review. Enjoy your recovery. Before this video starts, I just want to let you know I'm giving this device away over on TikTok, so make sure you watch the full video to learn how.